In 15, we have a quadratic equation. It's in factored form because it is factored. And in factored form, we can see the x-intercepts. The x-intercepts are the x values that will make y equal to 0. So 3, 0 and -1, 0. Let's graph those points. 3, 0, -1, 0. Because of symmetry, we can see that the axis must lie halfway in between those 2 points or is equidistant from those 2 points. So I'm going to sketch that. And that gives us the axis of symmetry, which is a vertical line, which has the equation x equal to 1. Once we know the axis of symmetry, we know the x value for the vertex. So we can find the y value for the vertex by taking the equation and replacing all of the x values with 1. Doing the arithmetic, that's 3/4 times -2 times 2, or 3/4 times -4, which is -3. So our vertex lies at 1, -3. Let's go ahead and plot that point, 1, -3. That's 3 points. That's going to be enough to see the basic shape of this parabola. And that will be also enough to tell us a little bit about domain and range. Domain for any quadratic function is all real numbers, and the range has to do with the y values. There is a smallest y value at the vertex of -3, so that means that all other y values must be greater than -3, and so y is equal to, or y is greater than or equal to -3 at the vertex. The y-intercept can be found by replacing x with 0 and using the equation to find y. So we have 3/4 times -3 times +1, which is -9/4. That's -2 1/4. So if we plot that one, the y-intercept should be at -2 1/4, which we actually almost kind of got in the original sketch. The parabola does open upward, we can see that, and it has a minimum value at the vertex, and the minimum value is -3 that occurs at x equals 1. In 16, we can see that this is in vertex form. The axis of symmetry is x equals the x value of the vertex, so that would be x equals 2. We know that our vertex has the coordinates 2, and in vertex form you can see the y-coordinate for the vertex is -5. We can see by the a value here, +1/4, that this parabola must open upward. So if it opens upward, that y value is going to be a minimum value. We'll see that in just a little bit. Domains, all real numbers for any quadratic function, but range we'll take a look at when we look at the graph. The y-intercept is found by letting x equal 0. So I'm going to take the equation and replace x with 0, and then compute the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is 1/3 times -2 squared, which is +4 minus 5. So that's going to be 4/3 minus 5, which is the same as 15/3, or -11/3. So 0, -11/3 is the y-intercept. We can actually plot that one. That's -3 2/3. So let's plot that. Let's also plot the vertex 2, -5. And I'm going to plot the axis of symmetry here, x equals 2. And we can plot a point on the opposite side of the axis of symmetry. That's a reflection of that y-intercept, and that should give us a fairly good representation of what this parabola looks like. And that also tells us a little bit about our range. There is a minimum y value of -5, so all y values must be greater than or equal to -5. And one last thing that we need to insert here, there is a minimum value of -5, and that occurs at x equals 2. In number 17, we are asked to write an equation in vertex form for a parabola with a vertex of -2, 8 passing through the point 3, 1. So y is equal to a times x plus 2 minus 8, or x plus 2 squared minus 8. That's our vertex form. We can use our extra point that has a y coordinate of 1 and an x coordinate of 0 to find the value of a. So that means that 1 is equal to 3 plus 2 squared is 25 times a minus 8. So adding 8 to both sides, 9 is equal to 25a, and a is 9 25ths. That means that the equation of this parabola is y equals 9 25ths times x plus 2 squared minus 8. In 18, we're asked to write an equation in factored form with x-intercepts of 4 and 9. So that means y equals a times x minus 4 times x minus 9, and the y-intercept is 20. A y-intercept has an x value of 0, so that means that the y value is 20 whenever x is 0. So 20 is equal to a times x minus 0 minus 4 times 0 minus 9. That will enable us to find the value of a. -4 times -9 is positive 36. So 36 times a is 20, and a is 20/36, which reduces by a factor of 4 to 5/9. So y is equal to 5/9 times x minus 4 times x minus 9.